Good morning, my fellow traders, and welcome back to another live trading session where I show you guys what it's like to be a day trader, working on becoming a full-time day trader, working on becoming a full-time millionaire every single day, guys. So we're going to breeze through a quick trade plan idea, guys, instead of making a long 2-minute pre-market plan. I'm thinking about taking a retest on some NVIDIA here at the retest of the top of the zone, potentially a drop on Amazon at all-time highs, a nice reject, guys, because we've been creating this nice pattern, getting real tight here. Looks like it's ready to reject, so I'm going to be watching for that. There's about 4 to 5 stocks literally at all-time highs. Meta, Microsoft, Google, Buy, so much stuff is going on. So we're going to be cautious today. We only have one news report towards the last hour of market being open, consumer sentiment. Let's see what we can catch, guys. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend. It was a long weekend for me. I'll show some nice live trades, drop some nice education for y'all. Today's price action is literally horrible. Let me show you guys. There is no setups. I've been trying to take Amazon here below the zone, but even then, guys, long wicks to the downside. It keeps hammering off here. Buyers are slowing down. There's really not much going on. The price action is horrible because even though buyers are slowing down, sellers ain't stepping in and buyers ain't really taking it up. As well as when you peek other stocks like AMD, NVIDIA, SPY, there weren't really that much setups. Unfortunately, today, we still have yet to enter any trades, guys. Literally no trades. 2 hours in, we've been sitting here and analyzing the market, and guys, there's literally nothing going on. Yes, there were some missed opportunities, but I'm not that type of person to take every single opportunity. I gotta make sure I'm comfortable with the type of risk that I'm putting on. Overall, just waiting for the market to give me some type of actual nice break of a setup and a retest. It doesn't seem like I will catch anything. I'll try to catch something at work. Let's try to catch something if we can catch something in the last 10 minutes. And if I do, I'll live trade it. But either way, don't want to catch it now just because. Catch you guys in the trade zone. What is up, my fellow traders? So we're back home from work. And unfortunately, guys, I did not catch any live trades, so I am sorry about that. But we did do a recap, and I'm going to show you guys the recap now. Let's get right into the recap, guys. Our first trade was on NVIDIA, and we took puts at the rejection of the 50% fib level, but there was one catch, guys. Something kind of threw me off, and I had to hold through the noise. And I'll show you guys what that was here in a second. And not only that, guys, but we finally held to price target. Although if you guys been watching my videos for the past week, you guys will know that I have been finally holding to a price target, and I've been proud of myself. So another pat on my back that this time we're holding for longer gains and not just selling out. Even when it starts going in the opposite direction, just to do a quick retest, we still managed to hold through those noise. So let's get right into it, guys, and show you guys why we took the entry that we took on the 5 minutes, as well as I'm going to jump right into the 1 minute, and that's the real actual entry, and it looks a lot better on the 1 minute. But first, let's get into the 5 minutes to show you guys what it was, what the entry was, and what happened. So I was watching NVIDIA, and I mentioned I have to head to work. I only get 2 hours to trade, hence I'm a part-time trader working on becoming a full-time trader, working on becoming a full-time millionaire. Mind you, I used to be a full-time 9 to 5, and I only had 30 minutes to trade, so I finally eased myself up a little bit. During those 2 hours, there was literally no trades, and then on my way to work as I was driving, I don't advise this, and I do not recommend this, and what I did was probably bad. 4 minutes before I had to clock in, as I'm driving, I noticed a nice entry setup to the downside. What was that entry setup, and what did I see? I'll be honest, this trade was a little bit of shakiest trade, and I'll tell you why. Because you get a nice bullish momentum break to the upside with decent volume kicking in, some sellers, but it closes below the 50% fib level. And if you look a little bit to the left side, you can see that we rejected that level as well. So I'm thinking we're gonna do that again here one more time. So I enter a minute after this candle closes at 8:56 a.m. and I had a hold for this 5-minute candle close above. Now I did tell myself stick to the plan. My stop loss was up here for a higher high, and what I did like that I noticed is that we did create a lower high right here. We did create a lower high, so I did like that. It helped me just a little bit more hold. Although on this 5 minutes, do not get me wrong, it is above the 50% fib level, and that did scare me a tad bit with no seller volume whatsoever, and I had to manage to hold through that noise. But I'll tell you why I did hold, and it was mostly on the 1 minute. But guys, I enter at 8:56 a.m. Then after that 5-minute candle, 9 a.m. hits, hourly closes. Guys, bearish engulfing. Do not get me wrong though. Long hammer to the downside. I'm thinking buyers are going to take it up to the upside. Shoo! Sell off hard. But then again, guys, here we are. Buyers are stepping in, taking it on up, and I had to hold through the noise till the 9 EMA. But not even that. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? A head and shoulders, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Now this just helps me hold through what I'm already holding, and I'm like, okay, I'm seeing a head and shoulders. This looks like it's gonna be more in my favor. Now I'm not trading a head and shoulders, but I'm already in a put short position to the downside. I'm seeing a head and shoulders form on the trade on the stock that I'm already in. So it just helps me in the favor that I'm looking towards. Now if I was in calls, I would be a little bit more scared, skeptical, and maybe even might sell if I saw a head and shoulders. But I was in shorts, so I said, you know what, that's more in my favor, and as traders we find the best setups in our favor. Sells off with another bearish engulfing, and I sell at 9:35 a.m. guys. Now the issue here is that I sell for a market order, and I saw more gains of above 10%, but I sell for probably even less than what I even saw on my screen, because I tried to sell for even 8%, but it ended up even closing for $10 less at $36. So unfortunately my daily goal gains did not even
get sold for. Market order, unfortunately, did me dirty. Per usual, guys, when you do sell with market orders. But the thing is, in the Discord, I said I have a price target of 127.71. That's what we're going to try to hold for, and that is our goal. Because, guys, as of lately, and we even written down on our whiteboard to remind ourselves every single day that we're going to try to hold till price target. That is the goal. And what happens here? You can see that the Head and Shoulders drops all the way down to 127.71, giving us that exit order, get out of the trade. And I'm glad I did, because imagine if I would have held, if I would have, should have, would have, came all the way back to the 50% fib level. But then, guys, again, look at how many times you can have sold off and took puts down to the downside off of that. Now let's go over on the 1 minute time frame, guys, why we even entered, when we entered, and what did we see? Because, guys, we were watching the 1 minute as well, which was the whole entry, and I like to enter on the 1 minutes now. So like I said, I entered at 8:56. On the 1 minute, I was watching a nice inverse hammer, shooting star, whatever you want to call it. Bearish engulfing happens right here, major seller volume. So then I enter on the retest as close as I can get to the 50% fib level, as close as I can get, even though this is a buyer candle, long way to the downside. I enter there. Now, like I said, I had to hold through the noise, and I actually did not expect us to climb up here. Now, I'm very glad we did not make a higher high or anything like that. These are pretty strong candles, but I still had to hold and be confident enough that we're going to sell off hard. Another bearish engulfing candle happened here, and that made me even more confident. Didn't notice the Head and Shoulders until the right shoulder formed. Then I start noticing the long wicks to the upside, and I'm noticing, okay, sellers are here. Now I'm a little bit more confident, and overall, we're not even closing above the 50% fib level no more, and that ultimately led us off to the strong sell-off. Big buyer candle retested it again. Maybe I could have entered more contracts. Who knows? I did not do that. Big sell-off. That's why I love reading candles, because candles literally tell you a story. Although there are times where you do see the buyer step in, and that's what I'm telling you guys. They tell a story, because every new candle forms is a new story. Now, there was one trade that I would like to talk about. Let's go over the price action for this short-term downtrend break to the downside. Now, this is something that is more A1 setup, and actually, I really love this trade a lot more than anything. This is an A1 setup right here in your favor. Now, if you were to connect these wicks to this wick to that wick, however you want to do it, the candle to the candle does not matter. Watch my trend video and you'll see how to do it. Now, it really should be connected like that, but guys, connect the wicks and you can get a nice, perfect higher low trend. What happens when you break those trends? This is what happens. You get a nice break to the downside. This is the official 5 minute candle close below. Wait for a retest, inverse hammer to the downside, whether you enter here or if you enter on the retest as close as you can get, which is better and ideal, and that's the best thing you can do. Guys, you'd be printing nicely. Now, this is the thing, is we teach this. So this is the whole point of option trading, and it's all about candles, because if you were to try to wait for other things or maybe wait for some other setup, you wouldn't have noticed that the candles are actually going to fall, because right before that candle actually even breaks below the trend, look at the candle setup, guys. Look at the buyer volume. It's nowhere. Look at the seller candle before that one, bearish engulf. The candles are telling you that we're going to drop. Not even that. We already rejected 50% fib level twice. Now, if you weren't confident enough to take it there, comes in for the retest and sells off. Guys, that is how you do it, and that is a nice trade.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope that was educational for you guys to understand why we even took what we took. And before you guys go, we got to update you guys with what's going on with the fundamental news, the economic news for tomorrow. And tomorrow, we just have a Jerome Powell speech, 30 minutes into the market. So be careful, guys. After open, watch out. 30 minutes in, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time Zone, Jerome Powell speaking to Congress. Who knows what he's going to say? I'm not sure how it'll affect the market, but just be cautious. Now, I'm sorry we didn't trade and catch a live during here, but during those 2 hours, guys, there were just no setups at all. And as a trader, and as a lot of experienced traders that I hear from, even professional traders, sometimes you don't always have to be in a trade. Now, I love to be in a trade, and I'll be honest, I itch to be in a trade, and I love being in a trade. I'll be honest, guys. But since you guys are watching me, I don't want to just take some random trade and take any trade and take trades just to be in something, because I definitely don't want to lose. And I have to show you guys transparency, what it's like to be a day trader. And I can't just take random trades to take a trade to show you guys, because if I lose, and then all my thumbnails will be straight losses, and throughout every single day will be straight losses. I wait for setups like this. And so I hope you guys got educated enough to understand what type of setup this was, but I took it on the way to work in my car. I was watching on my phone, and I already knew Nvidia was a trade I was going to take. But guys, per usual, I'm going to update the Discord in the morning, which trade ideas I'm looking at, and I'll update you guys with a video after the market's already finished. So if you guys would like to see what it's like to be in the Discord live, up to date, then guys, join it. You can use the code VLOGS, no spaces, all capital, in the checkout, and you'll get 50% off, $24.99 instead of $49.99. And you can get up-to-date messages live, consistently talking about trading. Guys, we talk about trading all day, every day, non-stop, and you need to be around a community that's talking about trading every single day. That's how you learn. And I hope you guys are learning from these videos. I hope you guys enjoyed today's session. Let me know what you guys traded today. I'll do my best to keep it as educational as I can, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your guys' day. Catch you guys in Trade Zone.